Let's do this. Hello, people. Good mornings. Another beautiful day. Yup. Hope your five senses work. Health and strength is good. What? Okay. Okay, Sony. Hmm. So you tried to buy Take Two Interactive, huh? Oh. So you're trying to become like Microsoft, huh? All right. See, ain't nothing wrong with spending a little money, man. Because what is the point of making billions of dollars if you're not going to use it? What's the point? Seriously. If you got billions of dollars, what is the point of having billions of dollars if you're not going to use it, man? So you got to spend a little money in this game industry, okay? Oh, you're learning, huh? I'm messing with y'all. Anyway, listen to this. What's up, Tweakdown? listen to this. Listen, I found this little article on Tweakdown. It says this: Sony buying Take Two Interactive rumors now seems even more dubious. It says here, the rumor of Sony buying GTA parent company Take Two Interactive now seems doubtful as new information on the source track record and claims surface. Says here, reports indicate that Sony could make an acquisition offer to buy Take Two Interactive, but that deal seems much more unlikely now. In the words of Daffy Duck, this is preposterous. Let me stop playing here. Says here, keep reading here. It says here, acquisition rumors are a dime a dozen in the video game space. The pending $68.7 billion Microsoft Activision merger has fueled a lot of speculation of potential acquisitions. The most popular report is that Sony Interactive Entertainment could make an aggressive move to buy Take-Two Interactive and acquire Rockstar Games and the lucrative billion-dollar Grand Theft Auto franchise, as well as Take-Two powerful sports brand and Zynga heavy-hitting mobile content. It says the reports were already pretty shaky from the start. For one, Take-Two just bought Zynga for $12.7 billion, the second largest video game acquisition in history, which boosts the company valuation past $20 billion. Could Sony make a buyout offer for Take-Two? Potentially, but it might not be tough to get approval from the board and or investors due to the high valuation costs and the fact that SIE may need to exceed current Take-Two share value for the buyout to be appealing. Says here, on Take-Two side, the company board of directors would have to maintain any serious buyout offer and determine what the best shareholder and the company itself. Determine what's best for the shareholder and the company itself. Take-Two shareholders would also vote on whether or not the acquisition offer should go through. And of course, we should see another video game titan come in and object to the acquisition by arguing that Grand Theft Auto could be an essential IP, not unlike Sony argument with Call of Duty in regards to Microsoft Activision merger. In an interview with the The Grill 2022 event, Take-Two CEO Strauss Zelnick said that it's best for the publisher to be independent, but Take-Two would consider a buyout offer. Then it says in fine print here, it says, not really. Then it says in parentheses, I don't worry about being acquired. Close parentheses says, we are a public company and all public companies are potentially available, and if someone shows up with a meaningful cash offer at the meaningful premium, every public company has to engage. We, likely being independent, we create an enormous amount of value as an independent company. We're not at a scale where we are a major in the business. Then it says in parentheses, there aren't many of them, close parentheses, depending on what happens. We're either the 2 or the 3 developer and publisher worldwide. That's a pretty good position to be in. Then it shows the chart here of all the big buyouts. Activision Blizzard, 68.970 billion. Zynga, 12.7 billion. What's this? 10.2. ZeniMax, 7.5. King 5.9. What's this? Mount as 4. Bungie 3.6. Mahjong is 2.5. Then there's one that's 3.1. Then Glue is 2.4. Then it says here, that brings us to the source of SIE buying Take-Two rumor. The report was started by Twitter user Rithian, who said, have it on extreme good word that if Microsoft acquires Activision Blizzard, Sony is going after Take-Two Interactive to counter it. 3 of my trusted and almost always correct sources confirmed that to me. Then it says, this claim was always called into question, but now Bloomberg Jason Schreier adds more doubt to the rumor. A quick bit of searching revealed that Rithian made claims that Sony would acquire basically most of the independent video game market by 2030, including Square Enix, Capcom, Konami, Sega, Ubisoft, Embracer Group, and Crytek. It says, this is preposterous. Like Daffy Duck. This is preposterous. Anyway, it says, and will not happen. Even if Sony had enough money to make a blanket purchase of these video game companies, which it does not, and such a major acquisition spree would not be approved by the board nor shareholders. But worldwide regulators would never allow Sony to essentially monopolize the Japanese video game market by acquiring all of these publishers. Rithian also says that Sony has approached CD Projekt multiple times, and that their rationale of announcing multiple Witcher games and a new Cyberpunk project was to boost stock prices before an acquisition was made. The video game industry, folks. Then it says here, then there's the report that Sony is buying Oculus for $4.6 billion, despite Meta having spent over $26 billion on Metaverse and XR development in Oculus Reality Lab division. It said Sony operations are also expanding dramatically. However, the company has already set aside a multi-billion-dollar budget for these efforts, which includes more live service games, new IPs, and expansion onto the mobile device. No one knows exactly what's going to happen in the video game market these days, but important context is needed with potential source, their aim, and the actual plans of the company themselves. And that is the end of the article. Look, man. Look. This video game market is very, very competitive. Very, very competitive. Like the $1 Million Man, Ted DiBiase said years ago, everybody has a price. So this video game industry is very, very competitive, and Sony has money to spend. What is the point of having billions of dollars if you're not going to use it? Sony has money to spend, so they can buy any company they want to. Of course, they got to get approved by the board. But if an opportunity presents itself, Sony might take a shot at it. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying this article is wrong in any way, but what I'm saying that this video game industry is competitive, and any company can be bought if the right amount of money is presented. And Sony has billions of dollars. They're a $1 billion company, and if they want to buy a studio, they can do it. It's up to them. So in this video game industry, you have to maintain your competitive edge in this market to survive. And when it comes to the Activision Blizzard situation, Sony did not think that when a company is going through turmoil that they could be purchased. They probably thought this situation is going to solve by itself. We've seen this before. We got the Call of Duty contract. We can renew it anytime. You know, this thing was solved by itself. And to me, that is foolish thinking. I guess they didn't think that Activision Blizzard could be bought. But Microsoft showed the world that any company can be bought. You know, for 68.7 billion, aka 70 billion, any company can be bought. So Sony have money to spend, and they should learn a lot. They should take notes from Microsoft that when an opportunity presents itself and the price is right, you go for it. You go straight for it and don't look back, you know, and then go on from there. So in this market, man, you have to stay alert, stay awake, and maintain your competitive edge, you know, and always moving the needles. Never get settled. You can't get settled in this game industry. You always got to keep moving, you know, because the next company, another company that you might not hear about might come out the blue and just purchase you instead. So you have to maintain your competitive edge, man. And, you know, if they want to buy Take Two or Rockstar or Rocksteady, or, you know, they have that option, man. They can do it. Look, when AT&T was getting rid of WB Games, when they had Rocksteady, they had Rocksteady WB with NetherRealm Studios sitting on the table for $5 billion. Sony could have jumped at that, because when that situation happened, I was saying to myself, I said to myself, could you imagine if Sony had the Spider-Man and Batman franchise all on PlayStation? That would have been a huge blow to a blow to Microsoft, because Batman was up for grabs. But then another company came in and took the deal up. I think for like even more than $5 billion. But the opportunity presents itself because AT&T was reorganizing and making some like shuffling up the board and doing some cleanup work, and they were trying to get rid of any kind of baggage that they had. And $5 billion, you know, WB Games was sitting on the table, you know, with, you know, and that was WB Games, Rocksteady, and NetherRealm Studios. That was the same time when rumors of a Marvel versus DC fighting games was out. So Sony had the money to get that, you know, and that was a missed opportunity on them. So they have the money, man. They have the money to buy a studio if they want to. They have it. So does Nintendo. But, you know, Microsoft, you know, teaches everybody that what this Activision Blizzard deal should teach every competitor in the game industry is this: when you see an opportunity, you seize it. You know, when you see an opportunity to, if a company's having issues and a company can or a studio can help your console business, you seize it. So they have money to spend, man. I mean, they can do it. You know, Nintendo has money too. They can spend money to get studios. So this market, man, is very, very competitive, and you have to maintain your competitive edge in this market to survive. You know, and look at Microsoft. Look at the competitors in the market. You had Amazon. That's a multi-billion-dollar machine. Google, a multi-billion-dollar machine. You had then there is Sony, then there's Nintendo, of course Valve. So Microsoft say okay, and then there's Nvidia, then there's who else? I think that's it. And Microsoft like okay, we got to build a subscription service. We got to stay competitive. We can't be like these the competitors in the market. We got to build a subscription service. Game Pass, and they got moving on it. So They had to maintain their competitive edge. They couldn't just sit there and be like, well, you know, we're just gonna stick with Xbox Live and that's it. No, to maintain relevancy in this market, you have to stay competitive. So they did what they had to do. But as far as this article goes, Sony buying Take-Two or Rockstar or whoever, they got the money to do it, man. If the opportunity presents itself, let's say Take-Two want to be bought right now, or let's say Rockstar or Rockstar wanted to be bought. If the opportunity presents itself, and you're talking about GTA, Grand Theft Auto, and Red Dead Redemption franchise, if the opportunity presents itself, Sony can purchase that company if they want to. So yeah, you have to maintain your competitive edge in this market, man. You have to. If you don't, you will get swallowed up, you know. And this Activision Blizzard merger, man, has taught everybody a lesson, you know, a lesson about the video game industry. Microsoft is just sitting there searching the landscape like an eagle does with his eyes, looking all over the landscape, looking for opportunities to get Game Pass get Game Pass even stronger. Just looking, surveying, you know, watching. And as soon as that Activision popped up, like an eagle with his claws out, beat everybody to the punch. Okay? Anybody could have bought Activision Blizzard. Anybody. Amazon could have bought Activision Blizzard. Google could have bought Activision Blizzard. Even Valve could have bought Activision Blizzard. Okay? Nintendo could have done it. Sony could have done it. Activision Blizzard was up for grabs, man. So yeah, Microsoft is like this, looking, searching, surveying, observing, looking at the market. Okay, who's weak out here? Who can make us even more? Who can make us stronger? As soon as Activision Blizzard popped up, got him. Okay, so yeah, you have to maintain your competitive edge in this market. You have to. And Sony got billions of dollars. They can buy companies, you know. They can buy companies if they want to. Okay, if the shareholders agree to it, they can do it, man. They can do it. So yeah, you have to. You just have to. It's the video game industry. It's the tech industry. You have to maintain your competitive edge in this video game market. Okay. Yeah. So if they want to buy any studios, man, Sony got the money to do it. Okay. They just bought Bungie. So that should tell you something. They have money to spend. So what is the point of having all that? What is the point of having all those billions of dollars if you're not going to use it? Okay. In this market, you have to maintain your competitive edge. Anyway, leave this video for y'all to enjoy. Nice talking to you people again. Chris, still Star Wars and Star Trek playing board. Go home. Peace.